All right. Welcome, everybody. It's Jumpstart Your Month, but it's also Jumpstart Your Year. We have a lot of new faces on the call tonight, so I'm actually really excited. This is a call that we do every single month to start off and kick off our month on mission and on purpose. We have a lot to celebrate. You guys are probably collectively the coolest people I know, and I want to hang out with you. And it's sometimes hard to do because I'm looking around the room right now, and most of you guys are all over the country. And it's also a time to do a lot of cool things like move our health forward and just celebrate a lot of things that we're doing. So this one's particularly exciting, and we're going in on, my gosh, seventh year of health coaching. And I think it's cool that you can find a passion that you get more excited about every single year. So we do this call every beginning of the month because it's a way to kick off the month, focus on what we want to create, focus on the people we're going to help, and just being consistent in our lives and purpose and in everything that we're doing. So, guys, 2015 was collectively the best year we've ever had. Every single month, we helped the most people we've ever helped. We grew substantially. We grabbed a lot of people into our family, and we actually just finished up, I'll get to it in a second, we just finished up the Thriving Through the Holiday group, which was really cool last night. Guys, that call last night was pretty powerful, hearing those stories. And I know there was just a fraction of the ones that we could have shared going through the holiday season. It's just kind of a nice little sneak peek to what we're going to do this year together. We've had a lot of new coaches, and we actually just finished up. This is kind of also our finale to the winter ED boot camp that we did. We had a group of people learning the basics. We had so many new coaches come in recently that we wanted to kind of do like a call each week to kind of catch everyone up to speed on how they can best support the people around them and move forward towards executive director, because that is the first leadership rank in what we do. And it basically just means you're helping a lot of people. So congrats on making it through this season. But this is the challenge, and this is kind of a collage I put together real quick of just a lot of the lives that were transformed just through this last season. Like this isn't even this isn't even a drop in the bucket of all the lives that were changed. It's just ones that I could grab and fit on a page. So, and this is just a fraction of what we're going to create this year. And before we get started and I kind of get to our guest tonight and we focus on setting up our month, getting prepared to take the simple action it does to change lives, I was actually going to bring Susan LaBelle on. Susan LaBelle, you and Shane have been through some New Year's with us. And I just thought you could, there's a lot of great things to learn from people that have had experience. Why do you get more excited about every year we come into the new year?
Well, hi everybody. And yeah, we were talking today, and Brad, you know me, you know me well, and I've never been more excited about everything that's going on. But I want to actually start, Brad, by just really thanking you. And I'm sure everyone on this call can really echo. I know you are such a servant leader, and it's not about you, but you poured into all of us this year, and it has been an amazing year. And just putting this Thriving Through the Holidays challenge together, everything that you do for all of us. So we could all give him like a sign language thank you, those of us that know that, right? Like, thank you, Brad. We love you. But with that, you guys have become like family to me, honestly. And I'm excited for our family to grow into 2016, right? We have more room. We have room to grow. Get some elbow room. But it's a good time to be us. And I've just never seen more people on fire for their health. This is my 6th holiday season. And I can say that with just confidence. Never seen more people just dialed into what they want. And I love that we've created this. I feel like there's no confusion. Like there is a unified system, but it allows for creativity and personality and fun. And we can all really just kind of really step into our best selves. And yes, we have something we can kind of plug into, like the framework is there, but it's really just supporting us and allowing us to really become our best selves. So I'm really loving everything that's really lined up for us to have an amazing 2016. And I know there's a lot of really fun things coming down, but I'm having a lot of fun. So thank you guys for being part of that and being part of the family. And yeah, I'm just really excited.
Thank you, Susan. And thank you. You know what, honestly, and I know your heart, Susan, you put a lot of work into that, the holiday. So I want to thank you right back, and everyone else that just contributed. It wouldn't be special if we weren't doing it together. And I just love it because the victors, and what's cool about it is we're just all paying it forward what someone paid forward to us. And that's really how we're going to change the health of America, which I'm super excited about. And I was actually going to bring on Dawn Chow to share some little insights from someone that was with us from the very beginning. But they're on a plane ride home that they were on their way back home. So she can't be on yet. She's taxiing, I think, right now. So we'll get back to her later. But Susan, just like you said, like people that are on this call right now, before and afters that are on this page, they weren't with us last year. Just kind of just lends itself to be like, what are we going to accomplish this year? Who's going to come into our lives that we didn't know was like meant to be our family, that, is now going to be our family? It's just really cool to think. And it's just, we've got it. And so with that being said, boot camp, we finished that up. And basically that was just committing to being consistent in our health, in our person, and our purpose, mission, and just changing lives. So basically the seeds have been planted, you guys. We talk about planting seeds. You sow what, or you reap what you sow. And it's just about being consistent and pouring into other people's lives. So we've definitely poured, we've definitely planted, we've definitely harvested a lot already. And it's just about to get even more harvesty, if that's even a word. But I just want to say, you guys have learned a lot this last little bit. And, there's always this, like, coaching is so fun and so simple. Sometimes feels like there's more that we need to know. It's just if you know how to move your health forward with our program, and you know how to support people, you know exactly everything you need to move your business forward and move people forward in their lives. So the most important thing I think we learned is our map, and having this map. And that's honestly one of the reasons why we do this call, because nothing really happens by accident. That's why we come together. That's one, because it's way more fun to do things together as a group with the best people I know. So we come together to get our month all set up. And actually, this is a time where we get our year set up right now. I mean, a lot of people are sitting where they're at right now with their health coaching and thought, wow, I never thought I'd be here with my health. I never thought I would change this many lives. I never thought I could leave my job. Or wherever you're at, there's no comparison. It's just, you never thought you could be as far as is, but it took action and intention and purpose. And it's just a time to basically look like, wow, what can I accomplish this year if I stay in mission and on purpose? And this all comes down to this little piece right here. And that's where we focus our attention, because that's what moves our business forward. But it's just, more importantly, it's what moves people forward. So this is the tool we use. And I think you guys have gotten really good at using it. Almost every time I was like, who's got their map? It's like, I don't know who had it like first. Oops, I dropped my map. But this is a time where we went over on the Tuesday 20, just some really great tips, which is basically redo your hundreds list. Get your before and after posted on Facebook. Pump up the volume in the support groups a little bit. Post some more stories, real stories, not just slapping up some before and after pictures on Facebook, but really sharing some stories. I mean, it's not like we have a shortage of them, of people's health. And what you're doing in your health, and inviting people to come on. And this is one of the things that we'll encourage you to do. Redo your list. I actually got really done. You can tell mine's all nice and neat. I started with this one and then I expanded it to all the people that I really just want to focus on and helping them create health this year and translating it into the map. So before we actually talk about setting up your map, and I know a lot of you guys are new, and this is a tool that'll just basically help you focus on who's currently moving their health forward and who you want to be loving on to move them forward, is I thought I'd bring our special guest on tonight to kind of share some ways to look at this and how to look at your new year and what's possible in your future. So he's a great guy. I love him to death. I spent a lot of time with him. He's helped me a ton. He's helped a lot of people in Take Shape for Life a ton. He's the best empathetic coach I've ever heard of. And he even took time. He's away on vacation right now up in the mountains with his family. And he loves serving people so much. He's like, I still just want to be on because you got people in mission. I want to be there to support them. So without any further ado, as long as there's no technical difficulties, Dave, are you there tonight? Saw his name on.
I'm off mute. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. There you are.
Wonderful. Should we take it off a screen share and
yes,
then I'll be able to see everybody's faces, because I'd love to be able to see them.
And we want to see you too. Dave, thanks for being with us tonight. I know you're on a vacation with your family, but just thought, you've spoken so much life on this subject to people and really awakened a lot of people. I thought it'd be really beneficial if we could learn some points of wisdom on this topic from you.
Well, while away, I agreed to do 3 events because I really wanted to, and this is one of them, to be with you tonight, to share these principles. One, Susan, I love what you said about Brad. I've laughed with Brad. We've dealt with really difficult topics. We've even cried together. I don't mind telling you that. Brad has got one of the most beautiful hearts. And I know we have some people on here who are relatively new as coaches. And I love the concept of changing lives and not signing up people. The maps is not about signing up people. It's about the lives you want to change. And what are you going to do to help move this forward, to take down walls of resistance and connect with them? I have guests here for dinner tonight. My wife, as many of you know, decided to become a health coach. And she's going to be an ED for the second month in a row. She's very excited about that. She's just loving people. And one of the people she loved on is a lady that's an esthetician who comes to our cabin when we do couples retreats and just pampers the ladies on Friday night while the guys go on an all-night snowmobile trip or a four-wheeling trip, depending on the season. And she became a coach. And she chose to get her checks in the mail instead of having an automatic deposit in her bank account. And she sent Ramona a text message yesterday with a picture of her check. It's her first month in the business. The amount isn't important. What's important is, she said, I've been in a lot of direct selling companies in my life. This is the single biggest check I've ever received. I thought that was really fascinating. Because one of the great risks for those who come in as coaches to build this business, you see people and you get the disclosure. So you know what people are making when they're a fully integrated regional or national or global or presidential, etc. Very real numbers. Those are disclosures. This is a publicly traded company. And we get that first check or two, and we want to compare our check with their check. And the very first thing you want to look at, I believe, on the financial side of this equation, is what our friend said. This is the biggest one I've ever received. She's got 5 clients. She's now a senior coach. 5 clients. She's had hundreds of clients in other companies and never made this much money in a month. I want to put that in perspective. We want to be very careful that we understand what you've got here. It's first mission. It's absolutely first mission. We are blessing people's lives. But the natural outcome in this company is that you're paid handsomely for that process. And I'm going to share with you tonight how to hold that perhaps a little differently so you don't have any conflict between service and earning money, because there shouldn't be if your goals are in proper alignment. So we'll be discussing that. But please know what you have. I speak to billion-dollar companies all the time. I just got a notice from my agent. I'm speaking to a billion-dollar company down in Mexico this year, twice. I can't say to them what I say to you because they can't lead with mission. When was the last time someone lost sleep because they didn't have the best vitamins? Now, we can be health conscious, and that's important, but we're not going to lose sleep over that. Most people won't anyway. But the topic that you address, optimal health, is on almost everyone's mind. And you have a program through which you impact lives. I'm a witness of it in my own standing on the scale personally. 42 pounds. My wife, 45 pounds. My high school buddy, 38 pounds. Oh my goodness, a high school buddy. I've known him for 45 years. 45 pounds, sort of 38 pounds down. This is very real. You know this. You've got the clients. You've got coaches on your teams. You know what's happening. Just be very careful not to compare yourself with other leaders in this company. Og Mandino made a comment in scroll number 4 of the 10 scrolls that he wrote, and it's I'm nature's greatest miracle, and you are. You're nature's greatest miracle. Speaking to yourself, he said, I'm on this earth for a purpose, and that purpose is to grow into a mountain, not to shrink to a grain of sand. Now, I emphasize that because almost all of society is trying to find a way to make it easier and less stressful. Intentional creators of their life don't want it easier. They want to engage in life. They want to embrace principles, the greatest one of which I want to acquire ever-increasing levels of ability to handle ever-increasing levels of responsibility with ever-increasing levels of ease. I want to grow so I can handle more less stressfully, but not handle less, handle more. That's embracing principles. They want to connect and serve people. They want to create value everywhere they go and with everyone they meet. and they want to contribute to the world. They want to grow into a mountain, not to shrink into a grain of sand. He goes on to say, henceforth, I will apply all of my efforts to become the highest mountain of all, not higher than others, the highest I can become. And I will strain my potential until it cries for mercy. I just love that. That's the purpose. For us to create optimal health, to create the very best life possible. Because when you have got a great life, you are so available to serve other people. So available. And you can be in mission even more effectively the more successful you become in business and life. So remember where you are. If you could tonight, because we're coming off of 2015, we're going into 2016. Some of you have created things this year you didn't even imagine. And some may be hitting a little bit of a wall. I just want everybody to take their hands like this for a moment and hold this 10-pound block of clay, which is your life. This is everything. This is your relationships, your credit card balances, if you have any, a mortgage on your home, challenges with teenagers, struggles with keeping your weight off, whatever it might be, a coach that might be driving you crazy, or a client that just puts you on edge, whatever it is, this is your life. I want you to start tonight by looking at your life and saying this: I choose me. I choose me. Because sometimes, watch my eyes, we want their life. I want his car. I want their house. I want her body. Well, it's not an option. We can waste a lot of time resisting and resenting what is. So let us go into 2016 embracing what is, and then choosing to create the most we can with what we've been given. Because here's one of the greatest principles in the universe. There isn't a power in this universe who will give you more of what you don't want. But here's a promise. Take what you have, create the most you can with it, and you will be given more clay. That's a principle. Take the clay you've been given, your life, create the most you can with it, and you'll be given more clay. Now, on Saturday, I had an opportunity to be on Brian Drollinger's call. I don't know how many of you had an opportunity to be there. But I'm going to cover a couple of these principles because they're so critical, and they're slippery slopes if we're not careful. Number one, we want to stay in mission. Mission is really a simple concept, and mathematically it's supported. I'm a student of axiological mathematics, a formal science that uses Cantor's transfinite calculus to measure how we think. And the top 3 mathematical values in the 18-level mathematical hierarchy, you don't remember any of that, just know the top 3, the top 1, way up there, is when we choose to intrinsically value human life, a human being. What does that mean? In very practical terms, you make your list of 100 people you want to serve, that you want to impact, you want to love on them. I like when Brad says that. And you're going to have the courage to connect with them. Let go of fear and doubt. You're going to listen to them. You're going to find out what's important to them. You're going to step into their world and create a safe place where they don't need to have a wall of resistance. And you're going to become the beneficiary of their energy, their productive cooperation, because you intrinsically value them. You can't fake this. And no one can resist it. Og even said, I will use love as my greatest weapon, and none on whom I call can defend against its force. Can't fake love. But when we actually show up in love, focused on helping that person create the most in their life, ultimately we're the beneficiary. But the joy we receive, and the joy we receive. That's why it's number 1, mission. Now, when I spoke at convention, I kind of boiled it down to what's the mission? The mission is to create spontaneous giggles. You know, when you get on that scale, or somebody's putting on a dress size they haven't worn since high school or maybe never. It's just, I've heard my wife do this so many times. It's just awesome. It comes from someplace deep down inside of her, and it drives her to want to pay this forward, to give this gift to another person, a spontaneous giggle, releasing emotional baggage. She's a beautiful, incredibly balanced woman, but her weight came with baggage. I'm watching her shed this, overcoming fear and doubt, and as she's talking and connecting with people, it's really uncomfortable sometimes, but she's pushing through it. Oh my goodness, letting go of emotional baggage and inspiring people. Inspire means to breathe life into, inspiring people to do likewise to another person. That's the mission. That's number one. There is a second piece, and it's the second level in the mathematics, and it's a critical piece. Absent this, it's hard to sustain the effort. It's an extrinsic concept valued intrinsically. You could put e to the power of I if you want to write it down as a reference. It simply means intrinsically valuing something. Something. Now, Saturday, I mentioned my ring, cubic zirconium. Used to have a diamond in it. When our life fell apart in 1988 and 89, we lost millions of dollars in the collapse of the real estate market in Southern California. Ramona gave me her ring to buy a house. I took the diamond out of this, put it in another setting, and gave it to her, and I put this away. And Christmas, we were dead broke. She spent $75 on a cubic zirconium, and I'll never put a diamond in here. I touch this ring, it reminds me of $1 million in debt that we paid back. All the lessons we learned, the principles that were discovered during that time, the burning desire to want to share it with others, and becoming the CEO of the Augmandino Group, all just by touching this. This is a thing. I might get $50 for it if I tried to sell it, but it's priceless. It moves my soul. Now, here's a key for you. You'll want to identify that extrinsic thing, that tangible thing. And it doesn't matter how much it costs, because it's not about its price tag. It's what it does to your soul. Now I'm knocking on some logs. These are beautiful 12-inch logs. This cabin has 7 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. We have 27 grandkids and 7 children with spouses. We have to have a place for all of them. We've had 250 people come here in couples retreats, 125 couples to take on their marriages. One of Ramona's and my favorite activities. For years, this was a thing that I dreamt about, that I held intrinsically. Someday we may have a chance, or if you get a copy of the book and you go to Lincoln Logs on the back of it, Today I Begin a New Life, I tell the story of the day we bought it. We were looking for it. It was miraculous how it came. When people come here, the friends we have out waiting for me in the dining room, they own this place while they're here. This is their place. Did I pay for it? Yes. But out of serving others, it moves my soul. I come here to be healed, and we use it to heal others. That's why we have things. And here's a clue. When you identify this extrinsic thing, this tangible thing that you're going to value intrinsically, it's going to encourage you. En means to add to. Coeur is heart, French, blood, heart. And it's going to add to your heart. It's going to encourage you to become the very best person you can become. I walk in here and it reminds me of who I want to become. It reminds me of some of the challenges I have overcome. And now it's used as a tool to bless lives. I talked about Dr. A's sailboat on Saturday. At a convention, he mentioned that there was a day when he put a picture of it on his dresser. Didn't own it yet. But it intrinsically motivated him. It wasn't about the money. It was about what that boat spoke to him. It said, become the person who could own this. And then use it as a tool. I've talked to so many people Oops, we have somebody off of mute. I've talked to so many people who have gone with Dr. A on his sailboat, and he takes them out in the bay. And in this setting, this tool, he inspires them to do things they never thought possible. And they come home and create magnificent things in their lives. That's why you want this tool, whatever it is for you. It might just be having all your debts paid. It might be bringing a husband or a wife home from work. It might have more time freedom with your children. It could be a car. It could be a house. It could be a cabin. It could be a sailboat. But you're going to want to find this thing because it's a critical part of your goal setting, and it's only second to mission. Mission is clearly number one mathematically. This is number two. We will want to have something that moves our soul, that gets us up in the morning, ignites our passion. AIM, awakening intrinsic motivation. We awaken it in our love for people. We awaken it in our love for whatever that thing is that makes us want to be a better person and a tool that we could use to serve and bless the lives of other people. Identify this. Now, it's really risky for me to share this with you, because a significant portion of you have a tremendous gift to vividly visualize. And the single greatest risk with that gift is a destructive use called fantasy. This is when we go into the future. And let's say it is a sailboat. And we see that sailboat, and instead of having it inspire us to come back and become a better person and to take action, focus, discipline, effort, and action, we want to go to that sailboat and start experiencing what it's going to be like after we have it. We start spending all of this productive time vividly visualizing what it's going to be like. And then when life shows up, we get spanked. Boom, our body releases cortisol. Because the things we're being attacked by an enemy. Our fight or flight center, our amygdala shuts down our prefrontal cortex, our empathy, practical judgment, our common sense. Our memory center, our hippocampus is shut down. We're rendered emotionally paralyzed, and the only antidote we have is to go back into fantasy. Just know, when you identify this thing, if you spend productive time in the day imagining what it's going to be like after you have it, you're not intrinsically valuing it. It's about escape and avoid fantasy. If you go to that space and that fantasy has anything to do with finally not having to deal with annoying people, you're not intrinsically valuing it. And if it's about ego, you're not intrinsically valuing it. You see, people who identify their extrinsic thing that they value intrinsically, they don't have it to show it off. They have it to share. They use it to share. They use it to improve other people's lives because their life was improved in the process of creating it. Don't spend any more time in fantasy, because if you do, this is the challenge. I'm very good at serving, and most of you are. Matter of fact, 88% have extremely high levels of empathy and intuition. So here I am. I want to serve, but secretly, privately. I just want life to be easier. I want to have that thing because then I could do this and then I could do that and I could get away from annoying people and people would think more of me. And oh my goodness, now when I go to serve, I'm suffering from duplicity, double-mindedness. On one hand, I want to serve. On the other hand, I want to escape. That conflict will cause us to feel uncomfortable making money serving someone. But if we are serving them and the money that we create is helping us become a better person, to acquire whatever that thing was that moves our soul, and we're going to use it to serve, now we're in congruence, both with the service and the money. Money's not the root of all evil. The love of money for the sake of seeking ease, that's the problem. That money buys opportunity. It helps us fulfill that extrinsic goal that intrinsically motivates us. It gives us tools to lift and build other people. It takes us out of a financial prison. And we get to feel more enthusiastic. It awakens the God within us. Enthusiasm, that's what the word means, God within us. So be really careful. It's a slippery slope. But see if you can identify, before you go into next year, that extrinsic thing that you want to acquire that intrinsically motivates you. Now, number three, in that mathematical order, people, this intrinsic thing, this thing we're going to value intrinsically. The third one is so critical. It's structure. Intrinsically valuing structure. Now, entrepreneurial people by nature resist structure. They're very independent. They don't want people telling them what to do or how to do it. They want to make those decisions themselves. So this is critical for you to personally, intrinsically, deeply, you make the decision to embrace the structure. You embrace the structure. You may want to write this down. Structure is an invitation to freedom. Helen Irwin said it up here in Utah last year at Sundance. She said that the obstacle is the answer. What does she mean? What she means is that the very thing we want is generally right behind the thing we're resisting the most. Let us stop resisting the very thing that's required to create that extrinsic thing we value intrinsically. It's required for us to love people at that level. You don't have a list of 100 and you're not moving them forward. You're not really loving people. You're just kind of hit and miss. Structure is critical to intrinsically valuing people. It puts you on a path consistently to be able to do that. So here are the three questions for you tonight. As you're building your map for the next month, how many lives do you want to impact? How many lives do you want to impact? Do you want to love on? Let go of agenda. Just serve them. Give them a safe place where their walls can come down so they can do something about it. As I was walking in here, Ramona was sharing with me a text. She had sent to someone. We used to serve on a board together, a child abuse board together, and she'd responded to one of Ramona's Facebook posts. And Ramona sent her a text today. She said, "How did you know I was thinking about this today? How did you know?" Well, that lady's on Ramona's 100 list. She was just doing the next piece. And look what it opened up. Boom, they're talking tomorrow. She'll have a new client tomorrow. I know this lady. She'll have a new client tomorrow. It's very exciting. But if she didn't have a plan, she didn't have a structure, she might not even remembered her, thought about her, or contacted her today. But she did have a plan. She executed on the plan. So how many people do you want to impact? Number two, what is that extrinsic thing, that tangible thing that you value intrinsically, that moves your soul, inspires you to become a better person? And lastly, what structure are you willing to embrace at an intrinsic level so that those two things can come to fruition? What are you willing to embrace? I love what Og Mandino wrote at the very beginning of the scrolls. I quote it often. Today, I begin a new life. Today's the 29th of December. At midnight tonight, it's gone forever. Today, I began a new life. Today, I shed my old skin. That's really symbolic for Take Shape for Life. I shed my old skin, which had too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today, I am born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all. Back to where I started. You walk by someone's side and serve them. You inspire them to pay this forward. There is fruit. It bears fruit. If you want to know someplace, study its fruit. There is fruit for all, not just the people at the top of an organization. Fruit for all. Well, there we are, Brad. Sure love you and appreciate you being here. Susan, it's great to see you on the screen. So many other faces I recognize. Wonderful to be with you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, Dave, I think I speak for lots of people tonight saying thank you for being, your words meant a lot to us. I really couldn't have imagined a better way as we wrap up 2015 to go into 2016 looking at this. And I wrote down 3 pages of notes on everything you just said there. It's so good. And I loved the way you put everything in order there. I choose me as we go into this year. Service and admission of people. Mission first. Intrinsic value second. What do we intrinsically value? And structure third. That is the way to look at this year. What do we want to create? It's so powerful. Oh, I don't even know what to say, really, Dave. I mean, I have a little bit more to go with, and I know you have some guests to get to, but I think this is a really good way to kind of wrap up the evening. We're going to kind of close out the last little few minutes of the call as we kind of look to this new year, but kind of walking away from everything you shared with us tonight. I'm so excited for what's to come this year, but just also for everyone to just take a moment, think about how far we've come and what we've gained in our life. I know so many people that were drowning, running away from things when they walked in to take shape their life, and now all that we've gained and all that we're continuing to move to, it's beautiful. I love this. This is probably the best way I can go into this year. I just want to thank you for everything you shared with us tonight.
Thank you. Those people out there deserve all of you, so go for it.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dave.
I'm going to sign off. Thanks, Brad. We'll see you next Monday.
Yes.
Thanks.
I'm going to go back to this. I don't even know if I can jump in and do this justice after we finished up there. Did you guys, I could judge by the chat. Did you guys enjoy that? It's powerful. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to this. But I love Dave. He nothing happens by chance, I feel like, in this business. We were all meant to come together. We were all meant to be better together. I can't imagine where I'd be if I hadn't come across this mission and the people that have come into my life. So if you're new on the line, you probably wonder why we're so excited about this. It's like probably because, it's changed, so much has changed in our lives, and I'm excited for you guys to witness that. But I want to leave us with a few different things. I'll have a few slides, just some like information-wise stuff. But, this is really the question as we look at this year's map. Looking at all that's changed in our lives and all that we want to set out and to accomplish and the mission we want to create. How many lives do we want to impact? What is that thing that intrinsically inspires us? Because that just adds fuel to actually accomplish that vision of serving others. Not in front of, but is secondary to that. And then what structure will I be embracing to help accomplish that? I noticed a few people kind of had some takeaways from what they've shared, which is really powerful. So I love that. Funnel this right into this map. For those that haven't used the map before, this is just a way to be in service to other people. Those names are real people you're helping. They're people that you're loving on, the people that you're moving forward. So, and that is fuel for you accomplishing your dreams. I didn't even get to rank advancements this month. We're not even done with this month yet, but I want to congratulate all the new ranks. I know Dan and Jill, you guys hit director. I'm trying to think here. Heidi, you hit senior coach. Shannon, you hit manager. There's a bunch of people that have hit new heights. These are all the things, and these are lives that are being touched. And it's making our lives enriched too, and then we get to pay that forward to other people. So as we're kind of figuring out some things for fuel for that fire, this is one of them that I want to keep some incentive or get some light to, so you guys are aware of it. That was part of the reason for the Jumpstart, setting up our month for success. You can't get on this trip without serving a lot of lives. So I want to congratulate the 25 qualifiers who have already qualified for this trip, and remind you guys that maybe on this map this month, maybe line up some goals that'll make sure you make this trip. For those that are going to eyeball this in the ED Bootcamp group, I've projected what your numbers will probably be, because the numbers don't get updated till the end of the month. So check that out and figure out what it will take for you guys to be, because we want you guys in San Diego. We're a fun crew, so we want to be with you guys in San Diego in March. So another thing to kind of put on there and line up as you're kind of strategizing some goals and that fuel that mission. The other one is go global. How many of you guys, I know you guys are in that ED Bootcamp, we've already had new executive directors go, but how many people are going to hit ED this next month from all the people there helping to move to that first level of leadership? We want to see you guys in Baltimore. So just mark that down in your schedule. February, the end of February, 25th to the 28th. All you have to do is qualify by the end of next month. So, for a mission, you guys will be there. And the last thing I wanted to leave you with, because we're finishing up this boot camp, is you guys, what Dave was talking about, being in mission, you guys are locked and loaded. You're prepared on it. You guys know how to share. You have your story. We've got a really good structure. It's never, Susan, we were kind of going back, and I could have called on a million people, Candy, Susie, Dawn, just so many people that I could just call in, have been there for many years. It's never been as easy to help people join our mission, and it's never been so value added. So you guys know what to do. You know how to use your map and the high leverage activities. You know how to be present on Facebook and brand yourself and reach out stories. You know how to connect and share program. You know what our program costs and the cost neutral and how to break that down and share that with someone. You know the most important thing is finding out somebody's why. You know how to 5 and 1 year coaching, bringing on 5 candidates a month, just paying it forward 5 people at a time, staying in mission. You know how to do 3-way phone calls. That's the magic sauce of our business. And we've done I know a few of you guys have been talking. We did some today, and it was powerful. You know how to make your schedule, the structure that Dave was talking about, and have your rocks in your schedule. And most importantly, you know how to change lives. So you guys know what to do. You guys are prepared for this year. This mission that Dave was talking about, you guys are set up for it. So a little bit more structure stuff, just so you have it in here. Monday nights, we're going to do our health huddle. For those that were on the call last night, it was powerful. I still have messages pouring in from all the stories that were shared. So I want to thank Benjamin. I want to thank Abby. I want to thank Heidi and Lori and Garrett, who shared last night. We're going to do it every Monday right before the leadership call. We're going to have a health huddle. So that's where we're going to plug people in to really get in community this year. Then Tuesday 20s, plug in your schedule. Susan, you knocked it out of the park this morning with the training and all those that shared. We're going to do that every Tuesday morning. If you can't be on live, you can catch the recording. But that's another place we're going to gather and help each other move forward together. But lastly, grab this map and fill it out this month. So just for those that are newer, people that you're focusing on and getting healthy, go right here. These are the people that are on the list that you are focusing on. Because if you think about them and love on them, they'll move forward and be ready to take on their health. Right here is all the people you are moving forward in their health. So this is how many people you're supporting on program. People that are ready to pay it forward, go right here, and you want to make sure they get a good start. So for all you that are new coaches, we want to make sure we help you help your first few people. So connect with your business coach often. And this is basically how you be on purpose every single day. And I would recommend those high leverage activities in the bottom right-hand corner. If you do these, take 5-10 minutes to do these dailies, you have no idea how many lives you'll be able to change, but also just it feels good to be poured into people daily. You notice that it starts with leading with my health first, and then knowing my story and prepared to share it. And then my favorite one is just go on Facebook and just connect with 5 people, say something positive to them, be out there raising up the people in the world around. How many people are a part of something that, one, they're getting to move forward to their best selves, but also saying, hey, what can I do in a quick amount of time to lift up a few people around me a day? The world would be a better place if we did more of that. So, and lastly, and these are all just tips that'll help you be more on mission, fill out this map and send it to your business coach. And not because we want to know what you want to do, it's because they want to partner with you to get it done. So when you have goals, you're more likely to accomplish them. And your business coach, the person, your health coach, whatever you want to call it, your friend, wants to help you accomplish them. So that's number one. Take a pic, don't send it, but writing down goals is so important. That's why I do it every single month. And I actually want to give some props to Amber Newman, new global director. Susan, we see those goals every end of the month, right before it turns over to the end of the month. She's already got them in. So as we finished up this last year, I think we totally accomplished this. Consistency, we nailed it. And we made this year about being consistent. We made it about having fun. I think we had some fun. And we made it about being on purpose towards others and what we want to create. So let's start out this year, because I want to ask you guys to start thinking about, just take a few minutes tonight. What will you accomplish this year if you just create consistency? Create that intrinsic, how many lives do you want to train? Create that extrinsic, what will change in my life if I'm able to serve others? And what structure am I going to embrace to move myself forward and those around me forward? So with that being said, it wouldn't be our group if we didn't make a game out of helping people. So we started this last year, and I thought it was so powerful just to see everyone just so excited about all the people they were helping. So we're going to do it again. So we're going to have a drawing at the end of January. I'm going to post the picture in the Facebook group. But every time you start someone on the road to health, just tally it in there so we can celebrate that. Every time you start a client or start a coach that's ready to pay it forward, put it in there, because for every point you earn, we're going to do a drawing. We're going to do 5 drawings for $100 each. It's just another way to just have some fun at the end of the month. We'll also start it off by just filling out 1 point to fill out your map and send it to your health coach. So that's what we're going to do right now. If I'm your main person, send it to me. This is my number right here. You can text the picture to me, but post that you did it on the Facebook group. That's where we're going to take this energy to. So with that being said, last thing is tune in Friday. Susan and I and some other people that have been brainstorming, we have some fun things that we're going to announce Friday morning as on the first of the year. So stay tuned for that. Another way we're going to help more people this year. But lastly, guys, let's go beyond mission. I can't really say it better than Dave tonight, except all I'm going to say is I'm going to re-listen to that again and just put that into motion. The last thing I'm going to leave you with tonight is get right into action. If you haven't filled out this map yet, take 10 minutes. That's all it takes. Fill it out and then reach out to 2 people tonight. Whether it's just to say hey, or it's because there's someone that you've been meaning to follow up with that's been asking, or do something extra tonight. Take 10 minutes after this call and let's make some impact in lives. This is going to be a great year. Like Susan started this call saying, I've never been more excited of what we're doing, who we're with, and who we're going to, and the lives we're going to change this year. So with that all being said, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's always great to see your faces. I missed you guys over the holiday. I hope you guys had a great holiday. And let's get ready to have an amazing new year. Good night.
Thank you, Brad. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Haley, it's great to see you.
Hi, Haley.
Hi.
Hi, Bobby.
See you, honey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.